Morning everybody. Today I'm making video during the morning time, and in the last video I shared about my journey in Christ, and that was a very uh, brief description. So today I will start with actually why I am making these videos. So what happened, as you know from the last episode, that I was too much a big devotee of Christ, and I had been following him like anything since the past for 5 years, and then I decided to go for the water baptism. Now initially my journey was quite smooth. I used to feel a lot of peace. So that stayed for 3-4 months. Thereafter, I still remember 15th October 2018, to be more precise, I started feeling something is happening. And I couldn't pinpoint at all what was happening with me. During that time, I was having a lot of acne on my face, so I had just started my treatment of acne also, and the medicine that I was taking, I just started taking, was when I looked into the reviews and everything. So they said that person feels little bit depressed or sad. So what happened when I started feeling something is missing, and I was a bit uneasy. I just can't describe it in word what I was feeling, and there was something happening within me, but I had no words to describe that. So at first I thought that maybe it's because of the medicine that I'm taking, and this kept going on for I think 4 months, I think, and I was in a lot of suffering. I was very sad, very depressed, feeling very empty within, and feeling purposelessness. And the worst part was that I had no clue what was happening, because whatever was happening, I knew that's not happening from the mind level. It was, I could sense that I could see myself what was happening with me. So this kept on for 3-4 months. That time was very difficult time for me, extremely difficult, in throughout my whole life. I cannot point a time which was as much difficult as this one, because when you have something from the worldly terms, any difficulty of the world, then you have a lot of friends who can give a lot of advice or support you in some way or the other. But here in spiritual aspect, there was nobody, and I was seeking help. I was going to a satsang, that was, I shared earlier also, that was by Hindu people, and there also I shared, but nobody had any clue what was happening to me. So in fact, in between, what happened, somebody I had looked up to in Christianity in this my journey, that lady also passed away, and it was a huge shock for me, in the sense, because though I had already got this feeling that she's not going to survive. So that also happened. So that was January 2019. Till 2019 this was happening. And then when I was in my office, one old friend who I had been in touch with on and off, she's a foreigner, and she used to follow Jesus in a Hindu way. In fact, she introduced me that way of following Christ. That lady had gone to America, and suddenly she connected with me. So we started chatting on WhatsApp, and I started sharing something is happening. Now this lady is in medical field, so she started giving me, what if you are having some symptoms, medical symptoms or something. So I looked into whatever she was sharing, so whatever symptoms, mental symptoms she was sharing, those were exactly like I was having. But the reason behind that she was giving, that was not totally mismatch. So like I was feeling depressed, but the reason she said that maybe because of this reason, but those reasons was not there. I was very sure about that. So I couldn't relate with those. Symptoms were same, but the reason was, the diagnosis was not right one, I would say. So then we continued chatting, and suddenly I WhatsApped her that, there is something within that is happening. And suddenly she also WhatsApped me at the same time, and she said something happening within you. And then she shared a chart with me. The chart was about a spiritual journey, phases, different stages. And as soon as I saw that chart, I was like, my God, this is what is my correct diagnosis. And in that chart, they had shown how you come close to God. You get excited in the first stage, then you study a lot in the second stage, then you start sharing about God with the other people. Then there comes the fourth stage. That is a transitional stage. And there was a door in between fourth and the fifth stage. Or you can say consciousness. I could totally relate with that. And then I searched for something I could get on internet, but there was not much in the internet also. But I was okay in that at least I had got my diagnosis. So I was actually looking for the solution in internet in Christianity. And later on, after just few days, the videos started popping up where they were talking about the dark night of the soul. And then I realized that I'm going through the dark night of the soul. So in the next episode, I will share what is dark night of the soul. Thank you. Stay blessed.